A good evening to everyone watching tonight. This is the first round, it's the first game of the Futsal League here down at Caroline Springs, and we've got Jaguars Melbourne versus Samba Melbourne. And we've got...
Thanks, Roger, for the introduction. So we've got Jaguars FC versus Samba FC. So we'll start with the lineup. Jaguars FC starting in goals: Surgeon Page, number 1; Mark Borchet, number 14; Matt Madafari, number 15. Sorry, Matt. Peter, sorry. Andy Cow, number 7; Togba Tarpin, number 11; and Axman Gurren, number 10. And for Samba, we have Kevin Faruja in goals, Hayden Cherkop, number 7; Ryan Cherkop, number 11; Danny Rashid, number 6. I'm not going to pronounce that last name. Leo, number 4; Jared, number 5; and Jamie, number 9. Along with their coaches for the Samba, for Jaguars coach Jack, and for the captain for Samba, which is Jaden Cherkop.
Yeah, we should have a very interesting game tonight. I think that looking at both sides last week, where probably Jaguars were just very, very unfortunate, didn't capitalise on their opportunities last week, losing 2-1. And also with Samba, probably last week it wasn't Samba's best game. They actually played the Black Knights, which were the reigning champions. But I just feel like tonight Samba are going to bounce back tonight, and Jaguars really have to be on their game tonight, because after last week's loss, Samba, and it was actually got destroyed at the end. I think it was about 11-1 or 11-2, just off mine. So they are a much better side than last week. And it does look like they've got two new inclusions from last week. So the Jaguars have to be on their game tonight. It's good to see that they've got same lineup as last week, with probably 1 or 2 exclusions. But the good thing is that they've got probably the main 5 and the main 5 main players, which is obviously you've got Peter Matafari, you've got Axman, and combination with Togba, probably the best combination in the Premier League. So
I just want to say, if I didn't pronounce any names correctly, I'm sorry. But just want to thank our sponsors: La Puqueta, Caroline Springs, Joma Australia, Ace Tyre and Auto, NetCentric, Decal Kings, and OnFlow Media, who is streaming this today or tonight. But looking at the Jaguars, Roger, and is that one sub they have on the bench? Yeah,
they've only got one sub tonight. I think that they've got 2 exclusions from last week, and that was Jesse and Adrian that aren't here tonight. So whether it's personal, they're just running late, because there is a bit of a congestion on the roads tonight. So we did have a bit of a late delay. This is why we are starting. It is 10 to 8. So, and kickoff. So commencements of the first half. Jaguars versus Samba. So we should have a very interesting game tonight. I think that we're going to see goals tonight. I can't see actually, especially from last week, and Jaguars only having one player on the bench. I think it is going to be probably a 2-goal game, 1-2-goal game, and I feel that there is going to be a lot of opportunity here tonight, and because you find probably the downfall of probably both sides, it's not their defence. I find that the defence is really strong. It's actually scoring goals. But I think tonight it's going to open up because both sides, especially after last week, are going to look for a win, a desperate win to just hold that 3rd and 4th place in the competition. So we've got Matafar in the ball and Axman. Axman back to this is Mark, and hopefully Mark can have a much better game than last week. And back to well played there between Togba and Mark for the Jaguars. And now I think that Mark Togba's just trying to look just to open up now, just Cred into their own half. You've got Axeman now unable to control the ball, and the ball is in the hands of the Samba. Now you've got Hayden with the ball for Samba, has a shot and will save there. Excellent save there by Serge for the Jaguars, and now kick in here for Samba. And back to number 10. Number 10 is is Michael. Michael had a really good game. Is a consistent player, which is probably a positive for himself and for Samba. And now you've got over to Hayden, and Hayden's probably one of the best players in the competition, and it's actually the backbone of Samba. So if he performs well, then you're going to know that Samba are going to have a good game. And last week it was just pretty much a one-man side, and obviously, he takes, he needs the support tonight, especially by all his players. Now you've got Togba on the ball now, on the byline. What can he do? Now looks to mark again, and they're just finding it a bit slow. Well cut out there by Hayden. And I just find that at the moment, Jaguars have got most of the ball. An excellent shot there down the byline by Togba. And once again, it was a combination between Axeman and Togba to make it 1-0 to the Jaguars. And what do you think of the position of the goalkeeper there? Do you think that obviously could have had a...
Coming from an experienced goalkeeper like yourself, I'm scared to say the wrong thing.
Yeah. No, but, it's always good.
I think Kevin probably didn't hold his near post.
Yep. Yeah, 100%.
So, in my opinion, the mistake that he made.
Yeah, probably like in a position like that, especially the goalkeeper isn't expected to be beaten unless the ball goes to the far post. But going back to the game, and we've got a shot here opportunity. Oh, just off the post there by Michael for the Samba. It was actually well built up there by Hayden. A ball down the byline to Michael for Samba, and hits a post. And as we said previously, just before the game started, we are going to see more opportunities tonight. We're going to see goals, and only be a 1-2 game result here. And well cut out there inside the D by Peter Manafari for the Jaguars. And now this is where the Jaguars have to be smart. They really have to push into the opposition's half as quick as possible, because this is where I found last week Samba were vulnerable in that area. Now, excellent work here by Axeman and Peter for the Jaguars. Down the line to Mark, back to Axeman. Axeman has a shot, but well blocked out there, and by the man again, by Hayden for Samba. And now just loses control of the ball, but hustles really well. Hustles extremely well to obtain that ball again. And now over to Michael for Samba. Michael back to number 6, which is Daniel. And now Daniel to Hayden there, and missed opportunity there for Hayden. Had the right idea, but with the pressure of Togba, the ball was kicked well wide of away from goals. Now it's a kick in by Jaguars here. And now this is another player, Peter Matafari, that I really want to see more of. He has got great technical ability, so this is an influential player for the Jaguars. Now you've got Mark still in their own half, and this is what I'm saying, is that the Jaguars do have to get out of their own half as quick as possible, because you'll find that if they do apply pressure, and this is what's happening when they do apply pressure in their own half, when Samba apply pressure in their own half to the Jaguars, they find that they either forced error is going to occur, because they aren't used to every other team you find in the competition actually allow them to play. So now they're in the opposition half. You've got Togba now on the ball. What can he do? Tight marking there by Samba. Now two marking to the top of the excellent work there by marking, but he should have probably held the ball longer just to see what opportunity he did have, rather than releasing that ball. And now they're in their own half again, Jaguars. They really need to get it out of their own half as quick as possible. Now, excellent work there by Hayden. Hayden's excellent pressure on Axeman. Now Michael with the ball. What can they create? And now you've got excellent save there by Serge for the Jaguars, and well cleared there by Axeman. They've got a kick in the Jaguars half by Samba. So you've got Hayden now on the ball. And now you've got Daniel's another great player now. Excellent save there again by Serge, and it was just late to see. Now over to Hayden. Hayden for Samba, what can he do? He's just looking for his options now. His only passing option now would be Michael. His passes over to Michael. Michael attempts a shot, but now over to Daniel. Daniel attempts a shot. Excellent save there again by Serge, and he's been quite he's kept busy in the first probably nearly 7 minutes now. Even though it's only been 1-0, it's actually been the first probably couple of minutes was slotted over to the Jaguars, which they dominated play and had the shots, and now it's actually by Samba. Now Samba's actually been dominating play probably the last 2-3 minutes. An opportunity here by X-Man. Can he beat Kevin in goals? Oh, excellent work there. Again by that man, Hayden. Clears off the line when he realised that his goalkeeper was down. A clear opportunity there by X-Man, but excellent work there. The last line of defence by Hayden for Samba. Now you've got Togba on the ball now. He's trying to go down the line, but he doesn't. And well defended there. And now Peter Manafaro has a shot, but well blocked there again by Daniel Rushy, I think that's pronounced. And now you've got X-Man on the line, and now the two men here combining together. They're trying to create something, trying to break into the opposition half. X-Man on the ball now to Togba. Togba back to X-Man to Peter. They're in an excellent work there by number 11, Ryan. Ryan's another influential player for Samba. He's always gives it 100% and right until the end. So you've got X-Man on the ball now. A pressure applied here by Hayden, but he's actually backed off. And now this is where Samba have to be a bit smart. If he's only got one passing option, this is where the play with the ball, pressure has to be applied on the play with the ball. And excellent work here by Samba. No, but excellent work there by the man again, Togba. He's always, if he's the first one back every time he loses a ball, or if his player loses a ball. And excellent work there, and great recovery there by Togba. And you've got Peter back into his own half, and this is what you don't want to see. Once the ball goes into in your own half, you want to keep it there. So the movement of the plays has to continue. So because the most important part in futsal, it's not the play with the ball; it's where that next pass is going to go, and which comes down to the movement of his player. So we've got Samba on the ball now. And you've got here's a man, Hayden. He's the one that has pretty much created their opportunities. Either had a shot or laid off the assist for the shot. So
Roger, you did mention last week when Samba was versing the Knights. They started off really well. They started the first half really well.
Yeah,
and
they did.
And then towards the second half, they kind of lost control of the game, if you want to say. You did mention that the problem that they had was that all of them were like looking at the ball and not their player.
Yeah, that's correct.
How do you think that they're going tonight?
Yeah, they should do it much better, and I think that they're actually more focused. But what probably actually allows that also is that the Jaguars aren't applying much pressure. So if a player doesn't apply pressure on the opposition with the ball, it actually allows them more time to think, more time to distribute the ball, allow them to pass the ball. Where last week the Black Knights were actually when they actually had the ball, you find that Samba never applied pressure. So their main focus wasn't the player, it was actually the ball. And obviously, and that's where they probably crumbled in the second half. I don't think it had to do with fatigue. I just think that in the second half, if you watch the game, Samba never applied pressure to the Black Knights, so they allowed them pressure. And obviously, being a team like Black Knights, they're extremely smart. Their positioning, their distribution, which is a main factor, is probably the best in the competition, and that's where Samba found it hard.
Yep.
Where tonight, you find that yes, both teams when they have got the ball, Samba especially tonight when Samba do have the ball, they actually are giving support to their players. But when they're not got the ball, you'll find that they're actually applying pressure to the Jaguar players. Now we've got an opportunity here, and well finished off there. And once again, well finished off there by I think it's Michael Clorinaris. And hopefully I pronounced that correctly, but excellent work. And once again, the assist came from that man.
We've got the replay there.
Which was it was well saved there by Serge, gets up, but went directly into the hands of Hayden and the captain. And this is a man that I've been talking about throughout the weeks. And once again, he comes up with the assist for the goal, and well executed there by Michael Clonaris. So we've got a game 1-1. With this state at the start of the game, we're going to have a lot of opportunities on goal, and this is going to be a very tight game, maybe maximum 2 goals in it. And you find here, now if you look at the game here, this is where you've got only one player applying pressure to the top of the ball, but applying pressure means you have to go up, allow 1 metre, but which means his 2 other defenders have to work with him, which they're not. And I think they're playing totally different Samba tonight, but they're actually allowed to play. An excellent work here, Hayden, and just wide, hits a net in, and that's probably, you could say, probably it was well covered there also by Axeman, which ran down with Hayden. But now, if you look at this now, this is totally different from last week. Now they're playing up high. Now they decided to push back, Samba. But one thing that they weren't doing last week is that they weren't applying pressure. And if you find that he applies pressure, they're applying pressure and they're forcing that shot. So, which is much better by Samba than last week, and just missed poor and distribution there by Samba, which goes to the hands of, it could have been a counter attack, but it goes into the hands for Jaguars at the moment. Now you've got Mark on the ball. What can he do? It has to be quicker. You'll find that, and a great pressure here applied. And this is what Samba didn't do probably last week, is that they didn't apply pressure to the front too, but they're actually doing it tonight, and actually gaining more possession of the ball. Now this is a free kick committed there by Hayden, maybe just out of fatigue and frustration. We've got 7 minutes left. We've got 1-1 here, and we've got a free kick probably about 3 metres away from the top of the D, on the byline for Jaguars. Now, what can he create? And now, Axeman takes it, has a shot just wide of the post there, but good opportunity. Well built up there. Good 1-2, and now the ball is in Kevin's hand for the Samba Melbourne. Now I've got number 6, which is Daniel. What can he create here? Now this is where Jaguars shouldn't allow him to play. Now if the player pushes up on one side of the flank, this is where his other player has to support him. Now excellent work here. They applied pressure. They forced a mistake. Counter attack. Oh, excellent tackle there by for Michael. An excellent work there. But it was probably a bit of ping pong there in the space of 5 seconds. So So now we've got Samba with the ball. So we've got Michael, and this is a player that is so consistent week in, week out, regardless of the result. So now he's down the ball line. He's with Togba marking him. Now this is another player. Great work here, and excellent work there by probably. And what probably saved Jaguars from not conceding is actually Serge coming out and just eliminating that pass, where the only option that the play did have on the support was to try, obviously, go to a cross D. So now we've got probably missed opportunity. We've got Matafaro now in the opposition half, and then you've got Axeman. Oh, he's probably the best opportunity or option there, we should say, was to probably go down the byline and take his player one-on-one. Now, Jaguars have got the ball now. They want to keep it in the opposition half. They don't want to play it back. And now this is where, once again, Samba are applying pressure over into the opposition half, and this is where if they can maintain it, they can actually gain possession. Now you've got Togba in his own half now. What can he create? Got Peter Manafort. They can't actually continue their pass in the opposition half. Now you've got Togba, which is a shot, a foot save there by Kevin, which goes directly to Axeman. Now this is where they want to make sure that the passing keeps on going in the opposition half, but it doesn't, because they keep on going. They're playing too deep, Jaguars, at the moment. Now to Axeman. What can Axeman create? Back to Peter, and this is once again good work there to Andy Cow. Andy back to, and this is what I've been saying. The ball keeps on going back into the Jaguars half. They keep on playing into the opposition half, and then eventually it goes back into the their own half. And now what actually happened is that they lost control of the ball. Error was caused, and now it's a Samba ball.
Would you say that's because of Samba's pressure that they're applying?
It is, because they're playing high, but it's also to actually maintain that. Okay, this is where movement is really important in the opposition half, because it comes obviously limited space, yeah, and your passes have to be precise.
Yep. Would you say that applying this pressure throughout the game could make them more fatigued?
Yeah, it does, but he's got 3 on the bench.
Yeah.
So obviously that's a reason for having subs.
Okay.
So
well, they are taking the advantage of the subs since Jaguars only have 1.
Yeah, so and this is where they do really have to capitalise some, because last week they didn't play like this. They actually stood back. They thought, oh yeah, we'll hold back, and this is where Black Knights last week just capitalised on all the errors, on their mistakes within their own half. They weren't applying pressure. They allowed them to play. So, but tonight it's a much better effort. It's a much better effort tonight.
Well, both teams are sitting on 3 points, so whoever gets the win will be actually pretty happy.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think that obviously this is a game where it's vital, not only for these two teams, but also for I think the Western Falcons, is it? Yes, the Western Falcons.
Yep.
So it's going to be when you look at your top 2, which are pretty much a Friendship and the Black Knights. When you consider, okay, what are the next top 2? So it's pretty much out of the next 4 sides, but really, the way they're playing at the moment with Jaguars, with Samba, and with the Western Falcons, all pretty tight. This is such an important game, especially for these two sides. So, and we're coming to a close to the first half. There's just over 2 minutes left, and this is where. And once again, and this is what I don't like, is that the ball keeps on getting played back into the opposition half, yeah? So he's trying to create option, and this is a mistake. If you hold the picture right here, bang, it goes back to the opposition half again. Okay, why? Is because you've always got 2 players. Always got 2 players of the Jaguars that push back onto the halfway line, yeah, or near the halfway line, which means it eliminates their passing options, yeah, in the opposition half or anywhere near the finalisation area. So they have to, if they can maintain and keep the ball as they're doing now, keep all 4 players in the opposition half, keep the ball in here. This is where you're going to create your chances. And now once again, he's been pushed back, Togba, all the way back by Hayden. An excellent pressure here by the Samba, and unfortunately a foul was called here, but probably unlucky. But excellent pressure here. And we spoke about this pressure before, is that when Samba apply pressure into the opposition half, as they've been doing, yeah, you find that Jaguars find it hard to maintain control of the ball. They really find it hard to maintain the ball, and every time they do, they either force an error, yeah, or the Jaguars have to always play back into their own half. Now we've got less than a minute now. We've got Andy here, Andy Cow, which is on the floor. He's just holding his I think it's shin or ankle. I'm not quite sure, but I think that he might have rolled it, and this might be actually an issue, a major factor, because it might be a concern not only for Andy, because obviously with we aren't professionals, so with work and so forth, the last thing he wants is an injury tonight. Not only for the team, but for himself and just for his personal, But great save there.
What a save there.
Great save there. Great shot there by Mark, and this is what I want to see more of by Mark for the Jaguars. But great save there by Kevin in goals for the Samba Melbourne. And we've got less than 10 seconds left, and they really have to hold the fort. This is where you don't want to rush the ball. It's 1-1, and you want to have the last try, and they do. And great work there, and just unlucky there by the Jaguars with just a shot there, and it comes off the post by Peter for the Jaguars, and we come to a conclusion of the first half, 1-1 between the Jaguars Melbourne and Samba Melbourne.
We'll be back right after this halftime break.
And we're back into the second half between the Jaguars Melbourne and Samba Melbourne, 1-1 here. And hopefully we've got an entertaining game as we did in the first half. Now we've got Samba on the ball here, Daniel, and this is where excellent work there by Mark, and commits a foul. Probably should have showed him the line. Rather than committing the foul, because that's the last thing you need. We haven't even played 30 seconds, and you don't want to start with an early foul, especially in the second half, because this could come down to foul, if foul trouble by either side in this game. So we've got Hayden on the ball. Well, good build up there. Had Hayden running down the line for the Samba, but a shot well wide of goals now. Now we've got Mark in the ball, and this is where they really have to get the ball up much quicker, and well saved there by Kevin in goals. And this is what Jaguars have to do. They really have to hold the ball in their own half, try and maintain possession. If they do want to capitalise here, the last thing they want to do is go back into, and we'll save there again by Kevin for the Samba. Now throws it to Michael for Samba, to Daniel, over to Hayden, and this is where the Jaguars have to apply pressure, because the Samba are getting the ball way too easily into the opposition half. Oh, and there could have been a goal there, but I think it was just well saved there by Serge in the goals for the Jaguars. Now, this is where they're going to find it hard, is that they have to get the ball into the opposition half, Jaguars, because they're playing quite up high, they're applying pressure, and they have now, and you'll find that this will go out. And excellent work there by Samba, and I've stated this before, and this is what they didn't do last week, and this was their issue. They didn't apply pressure up high to the Black Knights, and Black Knights just took advantage of it. Now they are doing it against Jaguars, and Jaguars are just find it hard, if they do that, to get the ball into the opposition half. Now they really have to get this ball and maintain possession. Now good ball there by Peter into the top half of the D, but they've been drawn back into their own half. Now once again, Togba with the ball to Peter. Excellent work here by Peter. Back to Mark. Oh, and another probably missed opportunity there in regards to holding possession in the opposition half by the Jaguars. Now you've got the ball with the Samba Melbourne with Daniel. Now Michael on the ball, back to Daniel, and more cut up there by Mark.
What do you think Jack told his team at half-time, Roger?
Based on this, whether they're applying the instructions that Jack gave them, I think they're actually probably taught to try and get the ball into the opposition half rather than playing it back as quick as possible. And you've got Togba on the ball now. You've got Hayden marking him, well pressured there. Excellent work there by Hayden for the Samba. Now quick play there by Togba. Mark, back to Togba, back to Mark, and it really has to step up. Mark has to step up, and now to Axman. What can Axman do? Turns. Oh, and just wide of the far post. Great turn there by Axman. Now we've got an injury here. Yeah, and to see the turn, great turn there, beats his play come through, beats the goalkeeper, but was unable to capitalise. Now, I think number 6 for Samba just got hit in the jaw there. It was probably just a bit of accidental by Axman, so he's not a vicious or a dirty play, Axman. So I think it was just as he turned. He was just trying to shield him, but he's up now. Michael's a tough boy. Now Daniel's up and gets right back into play, and he's on the ball now in the opposition half. Back to Michael to Hayden, and just unable to control it. Maybe the pass was wide now. It's a 3-on-3 here now. What can they do? And once again, they go back to the opposition half, and Jack looks a bit quiet there. If I was actually Jack, I'd be screaming just to get that ball for all 4 players to go in the opposition half. Because if the 2 players apply pressure onto the top 2 players, it means that it eliminates and actually limits the play with the ball to passing options, because the 2 players in the opposition half, if that ball's not precise, that becomes a counter-attack. Now we've got Hayden with the ball. What can he do? Straight into the opposition half. And now this is what I like about Samba tonight, and what they didn't do last week is that they get the ball in the opposition half and they try and get to the finalisation area direct as possible. Now I've got a kick in now. I've got Daniel on the ball. Oh, I understand what Hayden was trying to do, but that was just probably misread there by Michael for Samba. And now incorrectly played there by Jaguars. And now you've got Samba have got the ball back to Daniel with the ball for Samba. Now back to Hayden with the ball. Hayden to Ryan back to Hayden. Hayden to Michael. Now what can Michael do? Now we'll cut out there, defended there by Mark Bruchette, the Jaguars player. Now this is where the Jaguars have to apply pressure. They have to try and apply pressure and go on a man-to-man marking, because it doesn't look like Samba have got any formation, but they're just going individual coverage, which means they're just running around into open space. And this is where the pressure does have to be applied, and more beaten there by Daniel. An excellent save there, and that could have gone right to the feet of Hayden for opportunity. Now you've got, and there's a 2-man X-Man with the ball. Can he capitalise? And well saved there by Kevin in the Samba goals. And this is a much better 2-3 minutes. And now you've got in their own half, and they have to maintain the ball in their own half now. And this is what, and a deflection there goes wide for a corner for the Jaguars. And this is what I don't want to see Togba doing, is going back into his own half. Yeah, because it eliminates a passing option already for the opposition. Especially and a good ball there by Manafaro to Axman. Axman and gains possession. It was a bit scrappy there, but good pressure there by number 10, and obviously well won back there for the Jaguars by Axman to eliminate maybe a counter attack there. Now they've made a few subs here, the Samba. Now they've got some fresh legs here. They've got number 9, which is Jamie, and also they've got number 16, which is Leon. So, just unfortunately hits the side netting there. And just taken into consideration also, and this is going to play a major factor for the Jaguars, is that they have got no subs on the bench, and it looks like, doesn't look like it. Andy, unfortunately, which for me is just a hard player and never stops. He's probably not the most technical player, but he's really physical, and he's a player that obviously can apply pressure. He's out for the game. He's already undressed. Yeah, so
it's unfortunate, but Samba will look now to use that to their advantage.
Yeah, they do, and Jack has to be smart here now. Jack has to be smart, and if he is smart, especially with no subs, he has to apply pressure, okay, only to the player with the ball. Because, as I said, Samba haven't really got a formation, and just lost port and distribution there probably by Peter. He's a much better player and technical player, and this is obviously where fatigue comes into it also. And this is probably, if I was Jack now, what I'll be doing is that don't apply pressure due to the fact he's got no subs. You've got just over 11 minutes left, and this is where he has to force an error, Jack, in his own half to force a counter-attack. Now they've got the ball. They have to get the ball out of their own half as quick as possible. They have to get the ball. Good ball down there by X-Man to Marky. Marky cuts in, tries to beat Hayden. Hayden does excellent work there by Hayden. Excellent work there by Marky. What can they do? Oh, missed opportunity there by Togba. Goalkeeper was well away from his own goals. Missed opportunity there. And now this is where Jack has to play in his own half he can't apply pressure just due to the fatigue of the plays. But his plays have to go into a formation, because you'll find that as the game gets longer, if they try to go man-to-man or individual coverage, physically, obviously fatigue is gonna come into the game. Now the players have to hold up their head. They have to try and get as much recovery as possible. And this is where I was saying to you previously and to everyone listening, having no subs on the bench. And well covered there by Daniel. Axman has a shot and well blocked there by Daniel for Samba. And they're going to take a corner there. And I'll get back to what I was saying. And now we've got Togba with the ball. What can he do? He needs an opportunity. And unfortunately, no one gave him that opportunity. He had two players running back to their own half, which is just unfortunate. He had no passing opportunity. And for the players, it's best bet, leave the ball there, run back to your own half. And this is where, when Samba haven't got the ball, if they are smart, what they will do is that they'll apply pressure every time to close them in and to rush that pass, because they've got three subs. They can do rotation in regards to their substitution, but obviously that eliminates the Jaguars to do so. And you'll find that the Jaguars will be very slow bringing this ball up, because they're trying to obviously reserve save their they're probably trying to save their obviously fatigue and good shot there and good save there by Kevin in goals there. Just lost the words there. Just been going. But now they've got to kick him. They've got just over eight minutes left. And what can they do now? You've got Togba on the ball. This play just goes on and on and on. But obviously I can tell that he is fatigued.
I just want to see if I got that on replay then. I did.
Yep.
Good save by Kevin.
Yeah, it was good position now. Now they've got the ball. Now Peter's looking for a passing opportunity. Looks to Togba. They really have to reserve their energy now. You've got Axman on the ball. What can he do? He's trying to turn his player. Well defended there by Daniel. Back to Togba. Togba's looking for an opportunity. Now over to Peter Manafro. Back to Togba. Togba is just waiting for an opportunity now. He just has a shot to Marky. Marky unable to hold it. And now you've got Samba on the attack. And I think it was just a bit unfortunate there. I saw that he actually got the ball, and the referee probably wasn't on the greatest angle, but that was right in front of us, and that was just a bit unfortunate, and just an unfortunate call against the Jaguars. So free kick for Samba, and we started at the start of the game. This is going to be an extremely close game. It's only going to be 1 or 2 goals in at maximum, and it's stayed at 1-1. There's just over 7 minutes left, and this is a game. Points vital for both sides, and has a shot there. Number 16 Leon thier drop. You've got this is where Jaguars have to take the opportunity, and also Samba, because they've actually got the advantage of rotating their bench. Now you've got just unable to control there by Togba. Actually looked where he was going to pass it before actually the ball arrived to him. Now Togba plays it in to Peter to Axman. Now Axman on the ball to Peter to Mark, and Mark has to know this is where they can't lose the ball. They cannot lose the ball, and you've got Daniel just wide of the post there by Daniel. Excellent work there. Great turn there. Just beats 2 plays, has a shot, and just wide of the post, and I reckon Serge was just beaten there. But they've got the ball again in the opposition half, Jaguars, and they really have to capitalise on this. They've got 6 minutes left. Fatigue's kicking into the Jaguars. Jack has to be smart here. Jack has to tell the players to actually don't play down the middle. You don't want to be playing down the middle, because you've got that chance of a lost ball, and their players are fatigued, so he doesn't want his players to run. And now you've got a kick in here for the Jaguars. You've got Matafari on the ball. What can he do? And has a shot. He's got such a powerful shot. He's got good technical ability. When he's in front of goal, if he can hold his shots down and even force a save from the goalkeeper, it would really improve his play. Now, this is where I'll be actually defending right behind, probably on the 3/4 line. If I was Jaguars, just to force that mistake, just trying to make it as tight as possible for the Samba Melbourne. So then they can capitalise on a counter attack, and it's good what they're doing here. It's good what they're doing. They have to be closer to their players. Excellent work here, but they can't open that middle. They can't. Two players can't go running to the ball, and this is what Samba were doing last week. Jaguars are doing tonight. They're actually watching that ball when they're defending. Watch your player. And excellent work here. Just turns it super well, and well saved there. Excellent. That could have been 2-1, and well saved there by Kevin in goals. And now foul committed by Axman, and receives a yellow card for it. Probably was actually a smart foul, because that could have easily been a counter attack for the Samba, especially with the fatigue that the players have got. It would have been great to see whether or not they could capitalise from it or not. And now you've got, and this is what we're saying before, is you've got less than 4 minutes left. Now, Jaguars are on 5 fouls, and this actually could be a main factor. And also, with less than 4 minutes left, this is at 1-1. This is what Jack probably didn't want, or 100% didn't want. Obviously, when he's got no subs and he's got no rotation of players that he can have. So this is where they have to defend deep, Jaguars. Try and maintain their structure. Try and force an error from the opposition. And you've got well done there by Michael for the Samba. Continue playing. What can they do? Unable. Peter out. Yep. Well done there. Excellent work there. And well saved there. What can he do? And ball goes excellent. Unable to control the ball there. There's actually a ball that was actually thrown there by Serge in goal, but it was actually a ball that which was pretty hard to control. Now you've got Samba on the ball. We'll go back to the action. We've got 2.5 minutes left. 1-1 here between the Jaguars and Samba. Jaguars are without any subs after a late first half injury to Andy Cowell, which was just unfortunate. They're on 5 fouls. This is going to be a main factor, and this is where Jack needs his 2 main players, which is probably Axman and Togba, to actually, if he's going to get a goal out of here, this is where they have to give 100% for the last 2 minutes. And obviously, this is where Samba want to capitalise on these 5 fouls. They want to capitalise that the Jaguars haven't got any players on the bench. Now, what can they do? You've got Asen for Samba, has a shot, goes wide. This is where Markey has to get up, but a foul committed there by Samba. And if people say why was a foul committed, it was actually he actually went over the back of Mark first before he actually made contact with the ball. So it was a good challenge, yes, but if he didn't make contact with the player, then it would have been play on. So you've got Mark in the ball. He does look really fatigued now, Mark. To Peter, back to Mark. Mark has to be smart here. To Axman. Axman 1-on-1. What can he do here? To Mark. Oh, Marky wide of the net in here. Another missed opportunity for the Jaguars, which 1.5 minutes left. And you've got Samba with the ball. We've got a minute and 18 seconds left. Daniel for Samba plays up the ball into his own half to Hayden, but Hayden was unable to read, or unable to hold possession of the ball. You've got quick play in here by Serge, and now well intercepted there by Michael for the Samba, which goes back into a kick in for the Jaguars. 1 minute left. We've got Mark distributes into his own half, and now the ball goes over to Togba and over to Axman, and more cut out there by Hayden. And this is where, and stupid foul there by Axman. It was actually Axman is a much better player than that. He should have read the play. The player had his back. It is a 6 foul, and this is why I'm saying it was actually a stupid foul by Axeman, and he knows better. When a play's facing his own goal and he's got the ball at his feet, there's no need to actually foul him. The reason why, because that player, where's he going to play it?
Yep.
He's facing his own goals. He's not. If he does turn it, then Axeman has got a much better view of the ball.
If the timer goes off now,
he still takes it.
That still takes it. Yep.
Yeah, he still takes it. So he still takes it. We're down to 4. This is going to be the last play. What can he do? He had a well save there by Serge. And a 1-1 between the Jaguars and Samba. And great game. Great second half here. Not many goals. We did say it was only going to be 1 or 2, maximum 2 goals in at the start of the game. And we get a 1-1 result. And unfortunately, the Samba were unable to take the opportunity that they didn't have plays on the bench, Jaguars, in the second half. But all credit to both teams. Well played to the Jaguars and well played to Samba. Between Samba and the Jaguars, we've got Daniel Rusher here. Tonight, Daniel, I honestly thought that you were outstanding tonight and by far the man of the match. How do you think you went tonight yourself?
Yeah, I had a good performance individually, but the team was much better. We had to respond from last week because it was an embarrassing performance, but it was just a good response. So we got a bit unlucky today, but I thought overall our defensive structure was good and we're just a bit unlucky at the end, I reckon.
Yeah, I definitely said that during the commentary. I actually said the difference was that you actually applied pressure, and with you and Hayden especially up front applying that pressure, forcing the mistake, I think that was a major factor between last week and this week. How do you think that your team? You've got a great combination, you and Hayden.
Yeah, I love playing with Hayden. Hayden is like the heart and soul of the squad, as you know. He puts in the hard yards and he motivates us all to do well. So playing off him is an honour, but like the whole team itself is just, it's great to play with, and Hayden's experience, especially with like the communication and stuff, is really good. And I feel like if we just continue this partnership, we can grow on to be better and hopefully get some wins for the team.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree with your words there, and good luck for the rest of the season, and well done tonight, Daniel. Well done.